Hello everyone, it is Tatum here. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, and welcome to the first days of my second semester. I'm a high school senior. I'm doing dual enrollment, and this is the first days of my second round of dual enrollment classes, so let's get into it. This week we are learning about Greek visual culture. This is a fundamentals of art class, so there's not a lot of art, it's more like history of art. So I figured it'd be a good one to take online because it's mostly reading. My professor gave us this overview of week 1 that I have to watch, so I'm gonna go ahead and watch that. It's about 10 minutes long. So I went ahead and I watched the overview. Pretty much it was helpful because some of the assignments I didn't really know what I was supposed to be talking about, but she talked about it in there, so that's good. I made a video saying like my high school classes were done, but we got a new teacher and she's been commenting on like some of my old assignments, asking me to make some changes to my resume, so I have to go on Google real quick and do that, even though I don't really want to, because like I already submitted it already got a 100%, like what's the point of changing it? But yeah, so let's go do that. I have recently started using Notion. I figured I tried Notion before and I never just really understood it, but now I'm trying to get back into it because I figured it'd be helpful for college classes now that they're a lot different than high school classes, so I could actually like use the calendar functions and like different stuff like that. So I'm getting into Notion this semester to try and learn it before I actually go to college full time in August. So I went ahead and I set up my calendar according to this professor is great because she has all the assignments there already. It's like I can put it in the calendar. Today's the first day, so I need to read both textbooks here, as you can see. And yeah, that's what I have to do today. But first, let's go to my high school classes. I used the word creating like twice in the sentence, and she wants me to change it. So like, it's very grammatical. That's the right word. Like very grammatical changes. So I have to go and do that real quick. Hopefully I can easy fix and be done. Making those changes didn't take long. It was just kind of, I don't like the word choice that I picked now, if that makes sense. Like I liked how it sounded before because I created an inventory and I created posts, but now it's like I obtained posts. Like I didn't use that word for that sentence, but like I had to change it to stuff like that, and to me it kind of sounds weird. Like I very much created everything for my business, and I still do, so like having to change the wording just makes it sound less personal, if that makes sense. So I understand why she doesn't want it to be repetitive, but at the same time, I created everything for my business, so I want people to understand the fact that I created everything, if that makes sense. So today is just a reading day for my art foundations class. I started working on this just a little bit yesterday because I had the book, so I figured why not. I read in the car a little bit, but I didn't get much done, honestly. Like I read like 2 pages, and this is the amount of notes that I got, so really I didn't work that ahead. So this one is called Art in the Bible. It is like 2 sections, if that makes sense, and then at the end of the class we have to write a paper on this whole book, so we have to pace ourselves accordingly to finish this by the end of the class. I'm reading, I think it's 15 pages a week to finish it by week 6, so then it gives myself a week to write the paper, which I think is probably a pretty smart thing to do. It's not that big of a book, it's about 100 pages long, so 15 pages a week, which is about 3 pages a day if I do it daily, which I probably won't. But I have 2 bookmarks in here so I can mark where I am and then like where I need to be. I thought that'd be a good system. I was able to get both of these books from the library, which is awesome because that means I didn't have to pay for them. As a dual enrollee, I have to pay for my books out of pocket. They can't like go to a tuition account because I don't have one as a dual enrollee. So being able to get these from the library was great because that means they're free and their checkout is until May, and this class actually ends in March. So Then we have the story of art, which is the textbook for the class. It has all the like writing up front, and then the back half of the textbook is all like the figures of pieces of art that it's talking about, which I actually find really annoying because you have to flip back and forth like a bunch, which annoys me, like I said, but it is what it is. There wasn't a non-pocket edition, like this is the one the class wanted, so it's what we're dealing with. So I'm going to start reading this first and take notes, and then I'm going to read this and also take notes just on what I guess I'm reading, so then when I go and write the paper, I don't know. I'm going to write notes on both though and continue where I left off yesterday. What it's talking about right here in figure 49 is this is a warrior and he's putting on his armor, and in the first time in history you can see that his foot was foreshortened or painted in like the forward facing, like front on kind of thing. So everything else about him is drawn from the side still, but his foot was the first thing drawn front view like that they have like record of. It's not focusing, I don't think. My apologies. And this took place a little before 500 BC. The range on it says 510 to 500 BC. So that's pretty cool. The chapters themselves are pretty long, I will say. There's a lot of words on a page, and there's just a lot here. Like, this is not there's these 2 pages plus all this is 1 chapter. She's like, you're gonna need to pace yourself in order to finish it. It's very reading heavy, but it's like at the same time we have stuff due on Wednesday with the reading, so we need to finish this Monday and Tuesday. So Monday is just a reading day for me. So let's read. We're on chapter 4, The Realm of Beauty. This chapter is significantly shorter than the other one, and I'm happy about that because that took forever. That took a long time to read. And I got so many notes, and my eyes hurt, and I want to be done, but I can't. Can't be done yet because today is reading day. Today is reading day. Alright, so I have been working on school for a total of like an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. And I just finished reading my chapters in my textbook, and I wrote about a page full of notes, like just a page. I have like 1 line left, but pretty much I don't know how many notes to write because I haven't taken a quiz yet. So as time goes on, I'm sure I'll know like what kind of notes are needed to take. But right now I just took notes on everything because I don't know what's going to be on the quiz. Since I completed reading my textbook, I'm going to go on my Notion calendar and change the icon to a thumbs up, just so I know like that's me marking it off that it's complete. I have been working on school for a total of 2.5 hours, and I just finished my reading for Art in the Bible for the week. It was actually a lot shorter than I thought it would be. Pretty much it was just talking about where art plays into Christianity and how God created us to make art, because when we got saved, he didn't just save our soul, he saved us as a whole, including our creativeness and our intellectualness and like different stuff like that. So it was kind of talking about where art plays in being saved and stuff like that. So I had like my little summary here, and then I critiqued it a little bit. One thing that I did notice in this book is that like it talks about a certain church, but like a naysayer, but it doesn't, it like instantly jumped into that. Like I didn't even know what the topic we were talking about was before he started talking about the naysayer. So it's like I would have liked to have a little bit of an introduction first, and so I was really confused reading that portion of that section that I was reading. Like it was just a little confusing because the author instantly jumped into naysayer when I think he should have introduced the topic a little bit more. So thank y'all for hanging with me today. I will see you guys tomorrow. Good morning, everyone. It is Tuesday. Let's work on school. Today we have the PowerPoint, and then I'm gonna start working on my paper like now. But I don't think I'm gonna this week. I think I'm gonna start doing that next week, so I have a little more notes to go off of. But today I think I'm gonna do some of my stuff for tomorrow, just so I don't have to work on Sunday, if that makes sense. If you guys would like a Notion tour, let me know. I'm still working on it, but I'd love to chat more about Notion. So I read through the slideshow, and now I'm just copying the notes to this. I'm screenshotting the images to go along with it, and then yeah, just putting them in my notes. Here are what the notes are looking like for that first slideshow presentation of the week, or the only one of the week, but the first one of the class. Now we're gonna get into this stuff for tomorrow. So I just did my first wiki contribution. It's pretty much like this big collaborative study guide. I'm not trying to get anyone else in there. There we go. It's pretty much like this big collaborative study guide between all the people in the class, and like we're each supposed to put 2 facts about like what we learned with guidelines about what to say. So I put in, when the Greeks started sculpting, they picked up where the Egyptians left off and created still people. They then worked very hard to perfect the bodies and were able to create the workings of the soul by creating statues that depicted movement. That came from page 65 and 85. And then the next one I'm going to do is talking about how they were able to depict emotions in the sculpting as well. I just finished my discussion board, which means that I am done with school for today. See y'all tomorrow. Today is Wednesday, the 24th. We're going to work on our second part of the discussion, second part of the wiki, probably the hands-on project. Just so tomorrow I only have the quiz and the discussion left. I just did a discussion response, and the person did the same prompt as me, but they actually made some really good points, so I kind of fed into that a little bit. It only had to be 100 words, so it was pretty easy. I wanted to do the second part, but nobody's responded to my discussion, so I can't respond back. It's like interesting how this professor wants us to do it. They want us to make like a point, and then a counterpoint, and then like a response. So there's 3 parts to each discussion. So I'm going to start my first hands-on project, which says 4 seasons and 4 emotions. Divide 2 pages into quadrants. Using only non-representational shapes, depict 4 seasons and 4 emotion using appropriate colors. Graded on color logic, presentation/effort, instructions, no representational images. And then this is the example. Alright, so here's the paper. Right now I'm going to do the seasons, just because that one I think would be easier for me to start with. So thinking winter up here, summer down here, spring and then fall, just so you don't know what ones they are. Gonna be honest, it's been a couple years since I've been in my art kick, so like this is as best as we're doing. It's like white, and then it gets lighter, and then the blues come in. It's supposed to be winter, so. Alrighty, here's the second one. I'm gonna be honest, it's not that great, but I didn't know what else to do, and I didn't know how to fix it. These lines were probably the worst part, but oh well. Doesn't have to be perfect. This isn't an art class for like judging art. It's just to understand that we understand the color wheel. Pretty much this one is the color project, so like I did blue and yellow because they're opposites of the color wheel. These I did complementary colors. Like this one is spring. This one might be my favorite, just because the colors blended so well, and it's like it's a lot better than this one. Alright guys, so here's what the last one is looking like. This is autumn. So we have winter, autumn, spring, and summer. It looks okay. See y'all later. Good morning, everyone. Today is January 25th. Today we are going to work on the third part of the discussion, which is all the way over here on Saturday, which is just a response to someone responding to mine. I found a hack for Blackboard, because Blackboard doesn't have built-in, like, Grammarly. It doesn't let me use my Grammarly. So I'm typing on word counter because I have to know what word count I'm on anyway, so I'm gonna import it into word counter either way. So, like, I just start typing here so then I can, know what mistakes I'm making with Grammarly. I do have to stop school after this because I do have a dentist appointment, so I'll have to come back later and work on school again. So yesterday I did my 4 emotions project with this inspiration from the professor. Now I have to do them with emotions. So I'm thinking about doing like disgust, sadness, anger, and joy, just because those are very different and I think I can do them well. Alright, so here is the disgust emotion. I'm listening to the Bible recap. I'm a couple days behind, so I'm trying to catch up. We're going to move on to sadness. Alrighty guys, so this is anger. We're going to look at it like this. So it's kind of ugly, not gonna lie, but I did complementary colors. I did like 2 shades of red, then I did green, because those are across the color wheel. I don't know, because I figured like different emotions could come out with anger, maybe. I did it much better with sadness. I actually did sadness first, but pretty much we have a triad, so 3 different colors. We have blue, then I just pressed harder on that blue, and then yellow, and then red for like sadness, but also like with joy, and then with anger, like a lot of things can happen. Sadness isn't just sadness, so I figured we do a triad there. And now it's time for joy, which is just going to be multiple shades of yellow. Here she is, all finished up. Alright guys, I went ahead and I submitted my 2 art projects, and I'm going to go ahead and mark this off my Notion. Now all we have left for tomorrow is the week 1 quiz, so I'll see you then. Good morning, everyone. Today is Friday the 26th, and we have one thing left on our schedule for the week, and that is the week 1 quiz. I will say this week is less activities than the next weeks. All the weeks look more like this, where there's 2 wikis, 2 discussions throughout the week. So this week was an easy week because it's the first week of class. So if you're thinking, oh my gosh, everything she's doing look easy, there's more later. It's so convenient just having the link to my Blackboard right here, because then I can open it and just click right to it. We are going to look over the week 1 wiki because that is supposed to be like a study guide. We're going to go ahead and start the quiz. It is 20 questions. Alright guys, so we finished the quiz. Let's go ahead and submit it, see how we did. Okay, that's not too bad for the first quiz. That is everything that I need to do this week. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video of my first week with my second round of dual enrollment classes. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know what you think down below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!